Hey everybody, Cindy here, and I had a conversation recently with someone who was struggling through letting go of regrets in her life. And I know this is a really common circumstance for many of you. Many of you have talked to me about this over the years, and so I thought I would give 3 steps to letting go of regret. First of all, I want you to dig, okay? First one is dig. And what this means is to dig for reasons why you did what you did do at the time or why you didn't do what you think you should have done at the time. So this is kind of like going through a historical or archaeological dig into your life, into your past, into that period of time and space for each one of your regrets. What was really going on with you at the time? What were all the circumstances around the situation that you're hanging on to? And what really led you to those choices at that time? And it could be a thousand things, so I'm just going to be brief here. But I don't want you to be brief. I want you each to look at every regret you have that you're still hanging on to and look at the reasons behind the behavior or lack thereof. There are reasons you did what you did or you didn't do what you didn't do. And if you really look carefully, I'm sure you can find them and even write them down if you want to kind of outline what you're discovering as you go along with this dig that you're doing. Then number 2, once you decide how you can turn your perspective about all of this into compassion and understanding toward yourself. Imagine that someone very close to you was explaining how years ago they had done something that they now regret. And they explained to you, they did the digging of their own life and explained to you, well, I know I did this because I didn't have any money at the time. So that's why I stole from someone, or I gave my baby up for adoption because I didn't know how to take care of him, or it could be a million different things, right? Or I started taking drugs because I didn't know how else to cope with a difficult situation in my life, and I was very lost at that time. And if you listened to a friend tell you the same stories that you have in your own life, you wouldn't go, you wouldn't be mean to them about it. You would likely be very understanding, caring, and compassionate toward them, because you would be looking at them with loving eyes about their circumstances and truly trying to give them a loving response. And so because you can do that for someone else, I want you to turn that toward yourself and start looking at your own life, your own self with more loving eyes, and decide, step number 2, decide that you can view these situations that you regret with compassion and understanding for yourself. So look at it again with compassionate eyes and be gentle with yourself and go, yeah, I really was doing the best that I could at that time. Or yeah, if I would have known then what I know now, surely I would have made a different choice. But I didn't know that in my 20s or my 40s or my, back when I was growing up, or when I lived with that person, or when I was a new mother, or whatever phase of life you're thinking about. And then number 3 is dump it. Decide you're going to let go of the regret now. Hanging on to regrets is a heaviness that we give ourselves emotionally. It can make us physically sick. It can make us mentally sick. It can ruin relationships. It can spiritually throw us off kilter. It can really, really do a lot of damage. It can lead to addictive behaviors. It can lead to all kinds of self-destruction if the more regrets we have and the more we pack them on top of ourselves. And so you really want to start dumping them, shedding them off of yourself. I've had people many times over the years put one rock in their pocket or their purse that they carry around all the time for every regret they're still hanging on to. And some people have had stuffed pockets and heavy, heavy purses carrying around their regrets. And then they start to realize how heavy regret actually is. And then when they're ready to let go of one, I have them throw it in a river or something, or put it in their own garden or somewhere, but to get it off of themselves physically and put it in an appropriate place where they can release it. And then as they're letting go of regret, then their load starts to lighten and they start to feel better and they start to realize that they really can free themselves from the pain of their past. We've all done things or not done things that we would do differently if we had a chance to do them over again. That's part of the human experience, so you're not alone and you're not in a unique situation actually. But the trick is with regret is to take the circumstances, learn everything you can from what you went through at that time, hang on to the wisdom of it, and have that help guide you as you move through your future, but not let it weigh you down now. Let it go. So dig to find out more about what was going on at the time, to decide to give yourself a more compassionate and understanding, loving look at the circumstances, and then when you're done, dump it. Get rid of it and start to see how your life will feel lighter. You will feel better in every area of your life, and you'll enjoy daily life more because of it. So I wish you all the best with that, and I'll talk to you again soon.